Well, good day, everybody. Welcome to the Bible in a Year 2021. We are on day 156, and we are dealing with Proverbs 7 to 9. I'll put this in presentation mode. There we go. So, to start off, Proverbs chapter 7, verses 1 to 2. I think most of us understand this. Stick close to my instruction, my son, and follow all my advice. If you do what I say, you will live well. Guard your life with my revelation truth, for my teaching is as precious as your eyesight. I love the way the Bible puts things sometimes. For my teaching is as precious as your eyesight. Listening is good. We listen. We do that a lot in church. There's a lot of words, a lot of talking, a lot of preaching. We can hear the word a lot, but as James tells us, if we don't put it into practice, it's absolutely useless. So listening is good, but doing is a must. We have to do it, guys. We can't just have a philosophy of Christianity. We have to do it. Pick up your cross, deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me. Do what I do, says Jesus. That's where we're supposed to be. Verses 25 to 27. Look at this and understand the day in which we live. Control your sexual urges and guard your hearts against lust. Don't let your passions get out of hand, and don't lock your eyes on a beautiful woman. Why would you want to even get close to temptation and seduction to have an affair with her? She has pierced the souls of multitudes of men. Many mighty ones have fallen and have been brought down by her. If you're looking for the road to hell, just go looking for her house. Now, understand, we're not talking about a specific woman, and this isn't just dealing with men. This is dealing with, anything where we allow our self-centered desires to take over what the Lord has instructed us with. That's really what we're dealing with here. Today, our children are being told at a very young age that they need to explore. They need to explore and experiment to discover what they like and who they are and all that sort of stuff, as if we get to define ourselves. It's the Maker who has defined us. And that's where we will find a lot of people separate themselves from the wisdom that the Lord has given to us, from the direction he's given to us, is because they want to do what they want to do. And that is the freedom that he has given. He protects our free will. He protects that. He gives us that. And the reason for that is that when we choose to love him, it's from sincerity and truth. It's from a place of honesty. He doesn't want us to pretend that we love him while we pursue other things supposedly behind his back, but he has knowledge of all things. He doesn't want us to be lukewarm. He wants us to either be hot or cold. He can deal with either one of them. It's we have to choose. And that's never as clear as it is today. The problem is with those who think that they can choose what they want and still belong to him. He loves everybody. There's no doubt about it. His love is real, and he loves everybody. But there are definitely choices that have to be made in this relationship. In chapter 8, verses 4 to 5, listen to the voice of wisdom. I'm calling to you, sons of Adam. Yeah, calling to us. Yes, and to you daughters as well. Listen to me, and you will be prudent and wise. For even the foolish and feeble can receive an understanding. Even the foolish and feeble can receive an understanding heart that will change their inner being. It's not inaccessible to anybody. It's available to everyone. The meaning of my words will release within you revelation for you to reign in life. That means that God has given us the power and the authority to say no to ourselves. Yeah, the New Testament gives us a better wording in this. He gives us that we can say no to ourselves. My lyrics will empower you to live by what is right. For everything I say is unquestionably true, and I refuse to endure the lies of lawlessness. Lawlessness is anything that is contained outside of Father's design, outside of what he's designed and what he's put into order. There is a lawlessness, and there's a lot of lawlessness in the world where people are pursuing what they want, not according to what the Lord has put in place. He says, my words will never lead you astray. 12 to 13, still dealing with the voice of wisdom. For I am wisdom, and I am shrewd and intelligent. I have at my disposal living understanding to devise a plan for your life. That comes from wisdom. Wisdom is from the Lord. I have at my disposal living understanding to devise a plan for your life. He is for you, not against you. Wisdom pours into you when you begin to hate every form of evil in your life. So that's being honest with the failings in our life. Good things can get built from those failings, but we have to be honest about them. For that's what worship and fearing God is all about. Then, because in the worship and the fearing God, things are revealed in us. Things can be dealt with. The garden can be cleared. The rocks can be removed so that the seeds can be planted deep. Then you will discover that your pompous pride and perverse speech are the very ways of wickedness that I hate. Yeah, so that can be revealed. It's important. That has to be revealed. It has to be revealed. Verses 20 to 21, I lead you into the ways of righteousness. That's where wisdom takes us. I lead you into the ways of righteousness. Righteousness being us aligning ourselves with Father's heart, us taking on what he says is priority, our hearts being broken by what breaks his, just everything. He is the source of all things. He defines everything. So I lead you into the ways of righteousness to discover the paths of true justice. For those who love me, gain great wealth and glorious inheritance, and I will fill their lives with treasure. Yeah. Can you get that around the brain? In this chapter, verses 22 to 23, we see that the wisdom has been there from the beginning. In the beginning, I was there, for God possessed me even before he created the universe. From eternity past, I was set in place before the world began. I was anointed from the beginning. And then we have this powerful imagery here in verses 30 to 31. I was there close to the Creator's side as his master artist. Daily, he was filled with delight in me. As I playfully rejoiced before him, I laughed and played, so happy with what he had made, while finding my delight in the children of men. There's some of the poetry in the word that should give us an understanding of what we have done with God's creation, and just how whimsical and delightful and incredible it is, this relationship we have with him, and we try to turn it into such a drudgery and such a duty and such a heavy thing. And he says, you got to become like children in order to enter into the kingdom. I laughed and played, so happy with what he had made. Verses 34 to 35. If you wait at wisdom's doorway, longing to hear a word for every day, joy will break forth within you as you listen for what I'll say. For the fountain of life pours into you every time that you find me. And this is the secret of growing in the delight and the favor of the Lord. What is? Finding our joy in what he says, finding our delight in what he says. waiting on him for what he has to say about our day, not being a bulldozer and just plowing our way into the day and doing whatever we think is right, but instead listening to the word that he has given for us to delay. That is the secret of growing in the delight and favor of the Lord. There's such depth in all of this if you take time just to reflect on it. And over in chapter 9 now, verses 4-6, we see the banquet feast. Whoever wants to know me and receive my wisdom, come and dine at my table and drink of my wine. Lay aside your simple thoughts and leave your paths behind. Agree with my ways, live in my truth, and you will find righteousness. This is all laid out for us. This is for us to feast on. And that's what the verses before this is talking about, the banquet feast that has been prepared for us. Whoever wants to know me and receive my wisdom, come and dine at my table and drink of my wine. Lay aside your simple thoughts. Lay aside your simple thoughts and leave your paths behind. And it's true. We have such provincial thinking, if you want to put it that way. The things that consume our days are so minor and so dealt with by him. He takes care of all of our needs. And we get to contemplate these greater things that have been prepared for us. Come and dine at my table and drink of my wine. Lay aside your simple thoughts and leave your paths behind. Agree with my ways. Live in my truth, and you will find righteousness. Or we can try to define it for ourselves and end up on that path filled with fog. Now in verses 10 to 12, the starting point for acquiring wisdom is to be consumed with awe as you worship Yahweh. That's the beginning point right there. Is that recognition that he is the authority, is recognizing his authority, recognizing him as the source of all things. We can't gain anything until we get to that place. To receive the revelation of the Holy One, you must come to the one who has living understanding. Wisdom will extend your life, making every year more fruitful than the one before. See, this is the whole thing about our relationship with the Lord. It is supposed to be fruitful. It produces fruit. It's a multiplier. It's an increase. That's what we're supposed to see in our lives. So it is to your advantage to be wise, but to ignore the counsel of wisdom is to invite trouble into your life. Verses 17-18. Yeah, come home with me. She invites those who are easily led astray, saying illicit sex is the best sex of all. Our secret affair will be sweeter than all others. Little do they know when they answer her call that she dwells among the spirits of the dead, and all her guests soon become citizens of hell. This is the spirit named foolish. Yeah, that's what this chapter says, that there's a spirit named foolish and entices us in foolishness. And yeah, I think there's enough said there. Choices, people, choices. That's what we have. Choices, always the two trees. We have wisdom and we have foolishness. And what are we going to decide? That's the big question there. So spend some time with him. Spend some time with him, do some reflection, let him reveal things in your life. What is it that you're still doing in your own strength and in your foolish ways? And what is it that you need to lay down to him and take on what he has given us to take on? Okay, because it's his ways. It's his ways. He is the only source of life that we have. So you guys be blessed in this day. Be blessed, be encouraged, and thanks for being on this journey with me. And we will catch up with each other tomorrow. God bless.